I've always been curious about what people would say about me after I'm gone, and I figured, why not find out while I'm still alive? It's not every day you get to see how people react to your passing, and I have to admit, it's a bit surreal. Watching my own funeral live was an emotional roller coaster, to say the least. Seeing my loved ones cry and share stories about me was both heartbreaking and heartwarming at the same time. It was like I was experiencing a mix of grief and celebration all at once. I saw people I considered close friends, and some I hadn't spoken to in years, all gathered in one place, paying their respects. The hardest part was seeing my family up there, trying to hold it together while still celebrating my life. My mom's eulogy was especially tough to watch. She's always been my rock, and seeing her so broken was devastating. But at the same time, it was beautiful to see how much love and support was there for me, even in death. They buried me on a Tuesday. It was a quiet day. No rain, no thunder, just people dressed in black, standing around a hole in the ground. And I watched everything. Not from heaven, not from a dream, from a small rented room, miles away, staring at my phone. My own funeral was being live-streamed. The camera shook a little as the pastor spoke. People cried. Some people pretended to cry. And there she was, my wife, standing in front of my coffin, holding a tissue, wiping tears that didn't exist before I died. People said nice things about me that day. They said I was hardworking. They said I was loyal. They said I was a good man. Funny how people wait until you're dead to tell the truth. Because 3 weeks earlier, I was still alive. Very alive. That morning started like any other. My wife kissed me on the cheek before I left for work. She told me to drive safe. She smiled. That smile stayed in my head for a long time. Halfway down the highway, my brakes stopped working. No warning. No sound. Just silence. Then panic. I tried everything. The car hit the barrier. Flipped. Then fire. The next thing I remember was waking up in a hospital bed, covered in bandages, unable to move. My body was broken. My face was burned. I couldn't even recognize my own voice. A doctor stood beside me and asked a strange question. Do you know who you are? I told him my name. He froze. Then he said something that changed my life forever. That's impossible, he said. You're legally dead. I thought it was a mistake. It wasn't. The car I was driving had been reported stolen. The insurance claim was already approved. A body had already been identified. My body. My wife had signed the papers. She used my dental records. Officially, I didn't exist anymore. At first, I was angry. I wanted to scream. I wanted answers. But pain has a way of slowing you down. So I listened instead. One night, a nurse was talking on the phone near my bed. She thought I was asleep. She already got the first insurance payout, the nurse said. Her brother helped her move everything fast. Her brother. My best friend. The man I trusted more than anyone. That's when everything became clear. This wasn't an accident. They didn't just want my money. They wanted me gone. Completely. So I made a decision. I stayed dead. I let the death certificate stand. I let the funeral happen. I let my wife move on publicly. Because when people think you're dead, they stop hiding. From the shadows, I watched everything. My wife sold my car. She moved back into our house and changed the locks. My best friend became her support system. Always around. Always helping. They smiled a lot. Too much. I learned that while I was alive, my wife had been slowly moving money from my company. Small amounts. Enough not to raise alarms. I learned that my best friend had helped her prepare legal documents months before the crash. They planned my death like a business deal. And they thought they won. But death made them careless. I recovered slowly. My scars gave me a new face. A face nobody recognized. With help, I got new documents. A new name. A new life. I didn't rush. Revenge doesn't need speed. It needs patience. I contacted lawyers who specialized in quiet work. People who knew how to buy companies without asking questions. Using shell companies, I started buying shares of my own business. Piece by piece. My wife didn't notice. She was too busy enjoying her new life. New clothes. New trips. New confidence. She talked about fresh starts online. She said she was finally free. Then came the final move. My wife decided to sell what was left of the company. She wanted one last big payout. She signed the deal without reading the details. She never read details. That day, the courtroom was quiet. She walked in smiling. Then I walked in. The room froze. People stared like they'd seen a ghost. My wife screamed. My best friend couldn't stand. The judge looked at me, then at the death certificate, then back at me. That's when everything collapsed. insurance fraud, attempted murder, conspiracy, forgery. They didn't lose slowly. They lost everything at once. As they were taken away, my wife looked at me and whispered, "You should have stayed dead." I leaned closer and said, "You buried the wrong man." Later, I visited my grave. My name carved in stone, fresh flowers on top. I stood there for a long time. Then I walked away. Because sometimes, the best revenge is letting them think they won, until it's too late. If you've ever wondered what people would say about you at your funeral, or if you just want to explore a unique perspective on life and death, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And if you're looking for more thought-provoking content, subscribe and be sure to check out the next video.